in the outfield. Anderson's playing. Rayburn played in yesterday's game. Excuse me.
So there you have it. And here we go. Sean Figgins is leading it off against Justin Verlander. It'll be Figgins, Abreu, and Guerrero. Top three hitters in the Angels lineup. First pitch of the ball game is a fastball from Justin up high. Figgins is their go-to guy in terms of getting the offense going. He's batting .307. Outstanding speed. And a pest when he gets on the bases. 1 ball, 1 strike on Figgins.
As Chuck Knapp likes to say, when Verlander is starting out at about 92, 93 miles an hour early in the game, it's a good sign for him because he can reach up and get 97, 98 a little bit later on.
76 degrees our game time temperature here tonight at the ballpark. 2-1 on Sean Figgins. And Verlander's 2-1 pitch is lifted in the air. Center field, Curtis Granderson coming in. And the leadoff man is retired. 1 gone.
This is what Verlander's start looked like back in April out in Los Angeles. Tigers gave him a 2-run lead in the first inning, but he gave up 3 runs to the Angels in the bottom half of that first inning. Went on to give up 4 more runs, total of 7 in 5 innings. But that's when Verlander and Rick Knapp got back to the drawing board. And boy, have he been good since this day.
Yeah, he has really been on a roll, and he hopes to continue that roll here tonight as Bobby Abreu digs in.
Verlander had such good stuff that night in Anaheim. He could not believe that he gave up the 7 runs. Really could not believe it.
Here's the 1-0 to Abreu. Abreu hasn't hit for a whole lot of power as we look at the numbers on that April 22nd start. Bobby has hit just 2 home runs, but he's been stealing some bases, hitting nearly 300.
Oh, he's a perennial 300 hitter. And a lot of the Angels players, they say he's a better athlete than they thought with the 15 stolen bases already this year in the way that he's been playing defensively.
Right down the middle it comes on 3-0. 3-1 now on Abreu. The one thing that I admire about Bobby Abreu is that he goes out and plays just about every day, every single year. I mean, this guy has 11 straight years of at least 150 games played. Took a big rip there, 3-2.
It's pretty hard to catch up to that cheese around the letters at 94 miles an hour, even though you were in a hitter-friendly count. 3 balls, 1 strike. All he has thrown so far in the game have been fastballs. Verlander admitted himself his last start in Baltimore in front of a lot of family and friends, he got fastball happy against the Baltimore Orioles. He did not use his secondary pitches in a very effective way in that ball game. Therefore, he had to leave, although he won the game after the 6th inning.
There is ball 4, and Abreu, who has a terrific on-base percentage, gets the 1-out walk.
And so I would expect that he would use a few more breaking balls in the game today because of what he said about his start 5 days ago. Here are the numbers, and they have gotten really good. Earned run average is down to 3.63. Tons of strikeouts. The opponent's batting average a shade over 225. He's been dominant.
And again, that ERA not long ago was in the 9 range at 3.63 right now. Here's Vladimir Guerrero back in the Angels lineup. Swinging on the first pitch as he loves to do, and he bangs it foul back out of play.
And what new? He's got some bat range too. He'll go from the top of the helmet to the shoelaces, and he'll hit them all hard too.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but are the dreads getting longer?
The dreads are getting a little longer. I guess Manny's gone for a while out west, so
he taking over.
He's taking over.
Little pop up right side of the infield. Larish to foul ground, and they retire Vlad Guerrero. 2 gone.
You know, we were talking about Gerald Laird and the fact that he has been so good at shutting down the running game this year, 37.5%. But take a look at since 2006, the starting pitchers, right-handed starting pitchers, only one has had fewer attempts against him than Verlander, and that's Roy Oswalt out in Houston.
So we'll see if that has any effect on what the Angels want to do here tonight. The Tigers certainly are equipped to handle that running game with Laird behind the plate and Verlander on the hill, but I don't think
it has any effect.
Now, Mike Scioscia will play his game regardless of who is on the field. Hunter is batting with 2 outs. He's having a terrific season for the Angels. Torrey, the former Minnesota Twin, we saw him quite a bit here in the Central Division. And in that series earlier in April, look at the numbers he put up. 6 for 12 with a couple of homers against the Tigers.
He has been their most valuable player this year and has turned into a leader in their clubhouse.
Wave and a miss. 0-2.
We talked about the secondary pitches. And here's the breaking ball. First one he's thrown today, and it's a dandy.
Hunter got off to the great start in April, hit 8 of his 12 home runs in the month of April. He's showing a lot of power this year, and good bet to get to the All-Star game this season. And pretty good numbers against Verlander, 304 career. Runner goes on 0-2, and it's fouled back out of play.
He had a pretty good jump, too. Verlander did not slide step. He picked his left leg up. And Abreu had about 6 steps underneath him before the ball was even let go by Verlander.
And Abreu is 15 for 15 in stolen base attempts. He hasn't been caught this year. Held at first by Larish. And the runner goes again. Fouled away again.
This is a situation, in my opinion, where Verlander has gotten ahead of Hunter. No balls, 2 strikes. Hunter has been their best hitter to date in the season, and he's not really concerned about Abreu because 2 consecutive pitches, and he really took his time, and he wanted to make sure that he located his 0-2 pitch in a real good location because Hunter can hurt you.
Dino Ebel is their third base coach. Runner holds this time, and it's rolled foul.
He's a little tired.
Abreu?
Yeah,
Abreu ran out of gas.
Ran out of little gas.
Well, he reached with a 1-out walk. He's still standing there now with 2 outs. Angels coming into play tonight, 27 and 25. They've kind of treaded water this year over in the American League West. They are trailing Texas by 3.5 coming in. Runner goes, and it's swung on and missed. He struck him out. Verlander gets his first of the night, and the Angels strand a man. They go to the bottom of the first. Here come the Tigers. First inning at Comerica Park. Josh Anderson will be in the leadoff slot tonight for the Detroit Tigers. As we look at Jim Leland's lineup, Anderson is in left. Polanco is at second. Clee Thomas back in the 3 spot tonight. Maglio is the cleanup man, the DH, with Cabrera out of there. Curtis Granderson in center field. Inge is at third. Your bottom 3, Larish, Laird, and then Adam Everett. The Bernstein advantage brings you the scouting report on Irvin Santana. Get the Bernstein advantage. We go to bat for you.
Well, everybody wants to know where that mid-90s fastball is that Santana has not had so far this year because he started the season on the disabled list. But not only does he not have that real good fastball, his command has not been very good either. But last year, he was lights out. He was an all-star. He won 16 games, lost 7, and was absolutely dominant.
And he dominated the Tigers in 3 starts last year, was 3-0 against the Tigers. Anderson leading it off, hits it high in the air to right field. It is backing up Abreu, but not deep enough.
Both leadoff hitters have popped up in this game today. They can't make any money in the air. Figgins and Anderson. Let's take a look at the rest of the defense behind Santana. You know Abreu's in right. You've got Torrey Hunter in center with all his Gold Gloves. You got Juan Rivera in left. You got Figgins at third. Ibar, Kendrick, Morales round out the infield. Jeff Mathis is the catcher. And you know by now that Santana is the pitcher here tonight for the Angels.
Now Polanco to try and get it going. Placido was just 1 for 8 in that series against the Boston Red Sox. First pitch in their first strike.
Boston Red Sox, real good baseball team. They came in here and played some good baseball.
Really never seemed like the Tigers were in any of those games.
None of them.
I mean, a few of them were close score-wise, but they came in and dominated. Polanco batting .250. That is not normally where Jim Leon likes to or has enjoyed seeing him, around the 300 range ever since putting on a Tigers uniform. Santana misses inside and low, 2-1. Urban is 26 years old. He hails from San Cristobal in the Dominican Republic. The 2-1 pitch. There's a strike on the outer edge.
That was a good firm fastball right there by Santana at 94 miles an hour. Santana basically going through spring training right now. And when you miss as much time as he missed, going all the way back to spring.
Rolled toward third base where Figgins is waiting. Got him by half a step.
Here's his numbers this year, Santana, since coming off the disabled list. Not Santana like numbers. But what I was saying is he's basically going through spring training right now, talking to Orlando Mercado, their bullpen catcher.
Apparently he went a couple of rounds with somebody before the game as well. He has his nose packed. Here's Cleet Thomas. There's a strike called on Cleet. Santana battling a bloody nose.
Orlando's the bullpen coach. Excuse me, not the bullpen catcher.
Former big leaguer.
Yes, when he first got his gig, though, he was a bullpen catcher. Wasn't he when you were there?
Now, that was Mick Billmeyer when I was there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Orlando wasn't there when you were there?
He was there. But as a coach. 2 balls, 1 strike. There's the big cheese, the head honcho in his 10th season, Mike Scioscia. That's skied in the air toward left center field. Who's going to take it? Hunter and Rivera. It's Rivera into the sunlight. The Tigers go 1-2-3. Good first inning for Santana. Still no score.
Attention to the running game as a manager, but the other thing I think is one thing you don't want to do is, I think it's happened in our favor a few times this year where people got hung up on the running game with a guy like Anderson or something, and I think we've actually hit a couple home runs. And so you got to be careful of that you don't get consumed by it. You have to pay attention to it, but you just can't totally get consumed by it or it'll backfire.
Pretty good point right there in terms of the opponent's speed. You really can't get consumed by it. Otherwise, it might lead to some bad things.
With that being said, we will see Jim pitch out a few times in this series. You have to do that against the Angels. Really, you have to put that thought in Socha's mind that you will and that you're paying attention to what they're doing. And it also helps out your pitcher, your catcher, and everybody on the baseball field. It's a valuable weapon to have. But Socha is one of the best managers in the game of baseball today. You know, Mario, there's some managers that kind of just sit back and just kind of let the game unfold and, you know, kind of see which direction the game's going. Socha has none of that. From the word go, he's putting pressure on you.
It's kind of like the basketball coach that likes to force the tempo. And that's what he does. He forces the tempo on the field. Ooh, look at that pitch by Verlander. Sweet. Morales is gone. Second strikeout.
He brought that wicked breaking ball with him today. He struck Torrey Hunter out on a breaking ball that was at the bottom of the strike zone. This one kind of stayed up, but it's just wicked. Look at the depth on it. He starts this ball at the head of Morales, and it drops down to his knees. And when you got 95, 96 as a fastball to go with that, and you're throwing it out of the same slot, as a hitter, you do not know what's coming.
Here's Juan Rivera. Batting .301. Fastball on the outer edge, 0-1. Rivera, in his last 18 games, is batting at a .358 clip. He's got some power. Checked his swing, and that's going to roll foul. By the way, you were correct on Mr. Mercado. His first couple of years with Anaheim, he was the bullpen catcher, now the bullpen coach.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. But you were roommates, huh?
Yeah, we were roommates in AAA in Salt Lake City.
So if I were to go to Mercado, he could tell me some stories about you.
They'd be all good, though.
Okay.
They'd be all good. His wife used to cook some good food. Maribel was her name. She could cook some good fiddles. I ate good that year.
I'm sure you did.
Put on about 5.
That's all right. 0-2 on Juan Rivera. One out here in the second, no score. Got in on his hands that time. Rivera got a piece of it. Angels locked him up in the offseason, 3-year deal. Breaking ball, half swing, roll to third base. Inge gloving to his left. 2 gone.
Verlander has that good breaking ball tonight, but really he has had it for the better part of 7 starts. Take a look at some of these pitches, and we're going to give it to you, I believe, in Exmo, which makes it look even nastier. That's a changeup there. The next few are breaking balls, and the depth on the pitch is outstanding, and they're unhittable.
Boy, it is great to be able to throw upper 90s and above average secondary pitches as well. He's gotten ahead of Eric Ibar, the shortstop for the Halos. Ibar batting .275. And now it's 0-2. The Angels, as you can see, wearing the patch of number 34 for Nick Adenhart, who was killed tragically earlier this season in a car accident. One of their up-and-coming bright pitching prospects. And they've had to deal with that this year, along with the passing of Preston Gomez, a member of their front office. Little soft liner into center field. 2-out single. Ibar is aboard.
Yes, they've had a rough go. That and the fact that, which doesn't compare to what you just said about Adenhart and Gomez, but they had been without 3 good starters, Santana, Lackey. They're going to get Escobar back tomorrow. They're finally getting at full strength.
And it's a team that has gotten accustomed now to making the playoffs every year. They have claimed 4 division titles in the last 5 seasons. And that throw a little wide as Ibar digs back in.
Verlander has really quick feet for a right-handed pitcher, and also being a power pitcher as well. Most power pitchers do not have good moves, nor do they care about their pickoff move all that much. But Verlander is one that pays attention to that.
Jeff Mathis batting .227, the starting catcher tonight. There's another throwback. Ibar only one stolen base. Several years ago in A-ball, he stole 51 bags. It really hasn't translated into his big league time, though, as Mathis cuts and misses. No score. We're in the top of the second. Verlander battling the Angels tonight. He's given up a walk and a single so far in the game. The Tigers have been 8-3 in Verlander's 11 starts this year. Of course, Justin coming in with a 6-2 record. He's pitched well enough to get his team 8 victories, though. The runner going, and it's fouled back.
Well, they need him to stop the bleeding today. That is for sure. They have lost 3 consecutive games to start this road trip, and that's what your ace is for. And the Tigers should not have prolonged losing streaks this year with Verlander and Jackson and Porcello.
Yeah, you would think not. One of those guys usually could stop a little bit of a losing skid.
And you are absolutely correct about Mike Scioscia. Because the Laird is good, Verlander quick move. They don't run on him, but they're not bashful. They're not afraid.
Runner goes again. Lifted in the air. Right field, coming over. Cleat Thomas to the line to make the catch, and the side retired. No runs, a hit. They lead one. You're watching Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. The Tigers and the Angels hooking up in this one. The American League Central Division standing shows that it's tightening up a little bit. The Tigers now 2.5 up on the Twins. White Sox 3.5 back.
It's going to be tight all year. It's going to be a good race all season long. Tigers the only team over 500 in the division.
And they'll have Maglio Ordonez here in the second. It'll be Ordonez, Granderson, and then Brandon Inge.
Ordonez hitting cleanup tonight, with Miguel Cabrera getting one more day to rest that tender left hamstring.
Well, Maglio has hit safely in 18 of his last 20, which has bumped his average up to the 270, 275 range. He is still not hitting for power, though, and you know, he's picked up some doubles of late. He started the season without very many. In his last 20, you can see he has 7 doubles. And a good solid 342 average. He's the DH tonight. Good breaking ball, grounded to third, deep behind the bag. Figgins, tough play, got it.
Figgins is a good third baseman. And when he comes to the ballpark, everybody wants to talk about his speed and, how he wreaks havoc on the opposing team because he has so much speed and steals so many bases. But he's a pretty good defender down at third base. And surprisingly, even not very big in stature, he's got a strong arm too. And he shows it off right here.
So 4 up, 4 down against Irvin Santana. Here is Curtis Granderson. Back in the 5-hole tonight for Jim Leland's team.
Figgins looks just like a young Willie Randolph.
He does. He can play. He can play a lot of different positions. Gives you some versatility.
Nice change piece. Until you get your velocity back. And that's exactly what you have to do if you're Santana. A few more breaking balls and fastball counts. A few more change-ups and fastball counts. And just to keep the hitters honest and keep them off of your fastball.
Santana 3-0 against the Tigers in 3 starts last year. Had an ERA a shade over 2. So he really controlled the Detroit bats. And the career against the Tigers 5-2. He stands 6'2", but only 185 pounds. Now the 2-2. Fill it up on Curtis Granderson. On deck, Brandon Inge. Brandy fouls it off right at home plate.
That's exactly what I was talking about. Granderson obviously looking for a fastball when the count's 3-2. Santana confident enough to throw his changeup there and throw it for a strike.
Line to center field, base hit. That is the first Tigers hit of the game, and Granderson now with a 9-game hitting streak.
It's a nice piece of hitting here. First 3-2 pitch was a changeup. The second one he came back with a breaking ball, and Granderson stayed back very nicely, kept his hands down, great concentration, and found a seam up the middle. That's pretty good. Granderson's been awesome the last 10 games. His batting average is getting up there now.
Really had a nice series against the Boston Red Sox with 6 hits in that series. Tigers with their first runner of the game here against Santana. Here's Brandon Inge. Hits a hard ground ball to third. Figgins fires to second one, and the relay from Kendrick is in time. The double play. It went 5-4-3. 2 in the books. Still no score. Performance, and we'll flash back to June 5th, 2001. The Detroit Tigers taking on the Boston Red Sox on this date. In 2001, Boston beat Detroit 4-3 in 18 innings. Shea Hillenbrand hit a homer. Manny Ramirez in that game was walked intentionally 4 times. And the Tigers ended up losing it by a score of 4-3. Major league record for intentional walks 5 times by Andre Dawson. 18-inning game. There's Shea Hillenbrand with a game winner. Dave Borkowski taking the loss in that game. So here we go now to the third. Verlander is back on the hill, and he is facing Howie Kendrick.
Kendrick struggling a little bit this year, hitting at 229. Now here's a kid that has never ever struggled at all, and it's time for him to start to make some adjustments.
Line to right field, but straight at Clete Thomas. One gone.
And even when you do make some adjustments, sometimes you hit it hard, but it's right at him.
He's now 2 for his last 21.
He was struggling a little bit when we were in Los Angeles as well, and Socha gave him one of those days off because he was struggling with the bat.
He was 2 for 24 in that stretch the last time we saw him.
Yeah, he's been going through it.
Verlander back to the top of the order now. Sean Figgins, who flied to center field to start the game. Justin came into this inning having thrown 35 pitches, 27 strikes. Really good ratio tonight.
The bullpen needs a rest. The bullpen got used quite a bit in that Boston Red Sox series. And when you have an ace like Verlander, you need him to stay out there a while. That's something he and Jackson have been tremendous at this year. Going out there, going 7 innings, giving that bullpen a blow when they need it.
Figgins takes high. And now it goes to 3-1. Well, the starters this season with their American League ranks, ERA still under 4. And they're at the top of a lot of those lists. It really is the turnaround the Tigers staff has had this year. And that guy right there, Edwin Jackson, has had a big role in the Tigers turnaround.
He is right in his prime at 25 years old. Oh, what a deal that was to get him from Tampa.
Figgins gets a walk.
Hey fans, this Sunday the Tigers host the Los Angeles Angels at 105, and it's an every kid every Sunday giveaway day. All kids 14 and under receive a Justin Verlander hat. And for tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or log on to tigers.com. Matt Joyce, who left the Tigers to go to Tampa, starting to play some good baseball for Tampa now too, though.
He's going to be a good player.
Yeah, he's going to be nice.
But I think in the game today, Figgins barely off the bag. I think in the game today, pitching is so important that anytime you can get a guy like Jackson who has the stuff he has
at his age,
maybe more than anything else, good deal for the Tigers.
Figgins is one of those guys that when he takes his lead, he's always walking. He starts out with a very small lead, and then he just continues to inch his way off, and he tries to time it when that pitcher picks up that left leg. And if he times it perfectly, that's when he gets a great jump, and that's when he steals all his bases. He's already stolen 20 this year, and has been caught 4 times.
Nobody in an Angels uniform has stolen more bases than Figgins, 258 career. And Verlander paying some attention to him here.
Yeah, take a look at the footwork of Verlander here.
Exmo even on the footwork
is quick.
There goes the runner. Another big jump. Laird will throw, bouncing in. Tag not in time. Figgins, a good start at first base, wipes the bag. This is 21st.
He'll steal third too. He's not afraid to run. He gets a real good jump. And as always, when you know a guy's running, every now and then as a catcher you will rush. And he bounced this a one hopper to Everett, who was able to apply the tag, but not before the right foot of Figgins got on the bag safely.
Laird came in at 38%, and Figgins beat him that time. 0-2 on Abreu. Swing and a miss. He goes out of the strike zone to strike out, and that's number 3 for Verlander.
Oh, he climbed the ladder at 97 miles an hour. That's the second time he's climbed the ladder today on Abreu, and Abreu has swung at it, but you just can't catch up to it. And the flip side of that is when you know a guy throws as hard as Verlander, you're going to swing and miss like this on occasion because you don't have a lot of time to determine whether that ball is going to be down in the strike zone or not.
So here is Vlad Guerrero. He popped up in his first at bat. And he swings on the first pitch, loops it into shallow right. Clete Thomas will make the running catch. to retire the side. So they threaten but do not score. We go to the bottom of the third. No score. Angels and Detroit, no score tonight back here at Comerica Park. Nice crowd on a beautiful night. It was 76 at game time. And the sun is still shining in portions of the ballpark tonight as the Tigers face Santana here in the third. Jeff Larish looks at a heater right at the knees, 0-1.
Today was about as good as it gets weather-wise.
Yeah, no humidity, temps in the 70s. Perfect. Tipped into the glove for strike two. Larish, Laird, and Everett in the Tigers' third inning. He got him. Strike three. Carved him up pretty good. That is the first strikeout of the ball game for Santana. Caught him looking. It's going to bring up Gerald Laird. The strikeout's starting to pile up now for Laird. Here is Laird batting .224. 1 for 5 in the series against Boston. Breaking ball in for a strike. Well, apparently Santana looks nothing like the guy that has struggled to this point. 8 runs and 5 1/3 in his last start against Seattle. 1-1. Remember a couple of years ago there was a thought that maybe Santana might go to the Orioles in a Miguel Tejada deal. That was being talked about. Fouled away.
Angels are probably happy that they did not make that deal.
Ecstatic.
Their general manager now is Tony Reagans in his second year, but at that time it was Bill Stoneman.
1-2 on Laird. Missed it low. 2-2. Gerald has had a bit of a streaky season. He was really going well back in April, slowed down in May. A wave and a miss. Down he goes, and back-to-back strikeouts for Santana. Well, this week on Fox Saturday Baseball, it's a clash of fierce AL Central rivals when Cleveland visits Chicago to take on the White Sox. Jim Thome will be in that game for Chicago. Coverage begins tomorrow at 4 p.m. on your local Fox station, the Indians and the Sox. Here is Adam Everett. Wave and a miss on the first pitch, 0-1. Everett did not have a hit in the Boston series, was 0 for 7, batting .267. One ball, one strike. That is tapped foul behind home plate, and now it's Everett who is behind in the count, 1-2. Angels have won 5 of their last 7 road games. They're at 500 on the road this year under Mike Scioscia. They're in a 9-game East Coast swing. And they just took 2 out of 3 from Toronto. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Santana strikes out the side. He played 3, no score. It's brought to you by Bell Tire. Trust us, will make you happy you came in. That's a promise. AT&T, your world delivered. And by Aflac, we've got you under our wing. Back here in the Motor City on a gorgeous night. Shadow of the Fox Theater, Hockey Town in the background as well. And the Tigers and Angels doing battle. Game 1 in this 3-game set between these two teams. Torrey Hunter will lead it off now for the Angels in the 4th. Verlander's breaking ball is pounded back out of play.
Steady diet of breaking balls so far to Hunter. And that's the 3rd one that Verlander has thrown him. He struck him out his first time up on a real good breaking ball.
Another one lifted in the air. Shallow right field. Polanco back to the grass. One gone. How about that Aflac trivia question tonight? There's the duck.
What's she be tonight?
Well, what Muskegon, Michigan native tied for the league lead with 22 home runs in 1981? Native of Muskegon. A couple of Muskegon natives have been in the news lately. Justin Abelkader of the Wings playing well in the Stanley Cup final. Of course, Nate McLouth was just traded.
That's a good deal for the Atlanta Braves.
I would agree. The 0-1. And Gorkys Hernandez was involved in that deal.
He's a good player. He was in the Renteria deal, what, a couple of years ago?
Correct. With Jair Jurgens. Morales struck out back in the 2nd. The hook misses outside, 2-1. Kendry Morales has hit safely in 8 of his last 10. He has some power, 8 homers this year. He's knocked in 32. Swings right through a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. 2-2. Just as expected, Santana and Verlander seem to be at the top of their games tonight. Of course, Santana came in struggling, but that's the guy that we remembered last couple of years against Detroit. There's a souvenir handed back out into the crowd. Morales had that 5 RBI game against the Tigers in that series back at the Big A in April. In one single game back on April 22nd. He's going to go down on strikes here. 2 gone.
And Verlander mixing in all his pitches tonight. We told you 5 days ago he got a little fastball happy. against the Baltimore Orioles and tried to blow those guys away, but he's used his breaking ball effectively. You see the changeup grip here, and when you locate it at that area, there's not a whole lot that a left-handed hitter can do with that pitch.
Verlander has 4 strikeouts, 1 in each inning so far. Morales' his latest victim. Here is Juan Rivera. He bounced out back in the second. Another breaking ball popped up foul.
And Verlander's got these guys swinging often, and because he has been pounding the strike zone so efficiently, and with his stuff as a hitter, you really don't want to give him strike one.
Verlander came into the start here against the Angels having made 4 previous starts against Los Angeles without a win and an ERA of better than 6.
He's the top dog right now in strikeouts. 94. 6 ahead of Zach Greinke. Some real good pitchers on that list. All legitimate #1 guys. Halladay, Hernandez, Lester.
Ground ball foul, third base side. American League Pitcher of the Month in May, Justin Verlander, 5-0 last month, had an ERA of 1.5.
That award could have very easily gone to 3 other guys, and I've mentioned those 3 guys: Greinke, Halladay, and then Porcello.
That'll go foul. Here are those May totals that won him that award. 56 strikeouts in that span, and even threw a complete game.
May has been a good month for Verlander since he came to the big leagues in 2006. And for whatever reason, he pitches his best baseball in the month of May.
Here's the breaker, but Rivera would not bite.
And when you leave spring training, April is usually cold, especially in Detroit and wherever you're playing. And once you get to May, it starts to warm up a little bit, and that bodes well for a power pitcher like Verlander.
He went chasing again. 98 on the gun out of the strike zone for his 5th strikeout. 2 here in the 4th. Verlander in command tonight. Here is the Aflac trivia question again. What Muskegon, Michigan native tied for the league lead with 22 homers in 1981? I wonder if he played for the Angels.
Aflac!
It's got to be some kind of tie-in. He did. Bobby Grich.
Bobby Grich.
224 career home runs. Angels played 110 games that year. That was a strike-shortened season, so that's why he led with that few amounts. Josh Anderson Strokes one to center field. Base hit. And the Tigers have their second hit of the game. And we'll see if he'll be on the move.
I don't see why he wouldn't. Mathis behind the plate does not have the strongest arm. And Anderson has the kind of speed where he shouldn't be afraid of who's on the mound or behind the plate as to dictate whether he's going to steal a base or not.
Mathis is at 26% in throwing out runners. Anderson, meanwhile, 10 of 11 stolen base attempts.
Mike Scioscia going through the signs, relaying them to the catcher Mathis. On that very first step off by Santana, Scioscia was just watching Anderson. He didn't give a sign. He knew exactly what he wanted the pitcher to do, and he's watching him now. He's trying to find a tendency. He also has Ron Renicky watching as well. They're trying to pick up something before he gives the signs to Mathis. And Scioscia, again, is not afraid to pitch out to help his catcher if he feels like that guy's going to steal a base.
Let me correct the number on Mathis. He is actually at only 19%, not 26, so it's even less than that.
Yeah, he wasn't very good last year either. Apparently that's not a strong part of his game. But then again, you have to have pitchers that give you a chance to throw.
Polanco the batter. And there goes the runner. Pitch out. Here comes the throw. The tag is in time. They got him.
Scioscia's an outstanding manager. We have well documented that fact. For him to throw over 3 times and then pick the pitch out correctly while Anderson's running just goes to show you the attention to detail that he pays to every situation. Polanco actually could have swung at that ball. That ball was not really that far outside.
Popped him up. Shallow right field. Here comes Abreu. And all of a sudden 2 gone now with nobody on.
That first time Anderson been thrown out the ball. He had a pretty nice stretch going. I
think he had 8 straight. And he's been caught for just the second time. So 2 gone now, and here is Clete Thomas. Mike Scioscia, Ron Renicky to his right.
Scioscia's going to be in that Angel hat for a long time. He's got a contract that runs through the year 2018.
It's quite a while.
You heard me correctly. 2018. That's unheard of.
It is unheard of, but they've won 4 division titles in 5 seasons.
10-year contract.
You need to go into the boss's office tomorrow and ask for one of those.
He was here earlier, but I don't think that would go over very well.
Really?
I don't think that goes over very well.
It won't get too far up the flagpole. That's grounded foul. Thomas fly to left field back in the first inning. 0 for 1. 1-2 pitch. He is in tight. 2-2 now on Clete. Jim Leland electing to use Ordonez as his DH tonight, and both Anderson and Thomas, the youngsters in the lineup, both in the top 3 in the lineup as well. Here's the 2-2. 3-2 now. There's Maglio waiting on deck. Detroit with a pair of hits, singles by Granderson and Anderson. Full count pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him to chase. And Mathis will throw down to complete the strikeout. Side retired. 4 strikeouts. Verlander retaking the hill in a 0-0 game. 1 in this 3-game series. Still no score in this one. Mario and Rod back at the ballpark, and Rod, so far as we expected, it might be a pitching duel tonight, and really Justin Verlander and maybe not have a lot of room for error tonight.
No, Santana's a lot better than we heard he was going to be. His fastball's 93, 94. Secondary pitches are not bad, but Verlander really matching him pitch for pitch, and Verlander looks as good tonight as he has looked the entire month of May.
And both of these guys throwing a lot of first pitch strikes in this ball game, which has helped out. Verlander back to the hill now, and the first pitch is stroked into center field. Anderson is there, and 1 pitch, 1 out as Eric Ibar is retired. JV now with 5 strikeouts entering this inning, so he's getting it done again. Gave up a walk in the first, a walk in the second. Not too many base runners tonight for the Angels. Verlander now 13 of 16 on first pitch strikes. Getting ahead. It's an impressive stat. Here's Mathis showing bunt. Mathis is 0 for 1 in this game, and get this number. He is now 3 for 34 on the road this year. He came in batting .091 away from the Big A. Overmatched there, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Whew, that fastball had some hair on it.
Only 17 out of the strike zone. Ooh, look out.
That hit him in the hand,
Sure
maybe.
did. Man.
Jim's going to come out and ask a question about that one because it sounded like bat.
If that was his hand, that can't be in good shape right now.
And Laird is also talking to Phil Cuzzy about it.
Meanwhile, down at first base, they're taking a look at Mathis, who wasted no time. He walked immediately down to first.
They may be saying he swung.
Oh.
That's not
Nope.
it. He didn't hit him.
That hit the butt of the bat.
It did not hit him. And had it hit him, he'd really be in pain. What were those numbers you said he was on the road?
He was 3 for 34.
I'd walk down there too. I'd try to get on any way I could.
That clearly hit the bat handle, the end of the bat handle. And it sounded so loud that if it did catch him flush on the hand,
it would have broke it.
Yeah. And there's one more look.
Clearly hit the bat knob. Clearly.
Exmo didn't lie.
We could even see it in full speed.
So the Angels have a base runner. A little bit of a break for them. Getting the number 8 man on base. Howie Kendrick, the batter. Pops up a bunt, foul ground, Inge on the dive, almost got it. Oh, right off his glove. That would have been a spectacular play. And when you see it hit his glove, you expect him to catch it.
And he's upset with himself. He knew he had a chance to make this play.
Just out of his grasp.
It's great effort.
Kendrick is still alive. He lined to right field his first time up. Breaking ball, stays back on it, but fouls it straight back. 0-2.
You know, I was talking with some Angels people before the game, and they were talking about the leadership skills this year of Torrey Hunter and how he's kind of taken Kendrick under his wing while he's been struggling. He has spent a lot of time with him just talking about the game of baseball. It's a very difficult game. And when you struggle, you need that veteran guy on your team to kind of take you to dinner, kind of hang with you, and just kind of listen to you sometimes. Torrey, he's become that guy on the Angels team.
The 0-2. Ground ball in the hole. Everett fires to second one. Here comes the relay, not in time. Kendrick aboard to the fielder's choice as Polanco hits the deck down at second.
Hey, Tigers fans, turn 2 with your wallet and save up to $29. The June double play gets you 2 upper box tickets for select games for only $39 or 2 lower box seats for only $49. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
Great deal. June double play. Summer about to kick into action here. School's almost out. Mathis is getting quite a look down there at first base. Verlander thrown over again. Check it to Kendrick.
Mathis got a nice long look when he was out there too.
And again back in there. Kendrick this time feet first. Verlander with those quick feet. Trying to neutralize that running game. Figgins has a walk and a fly ball. Sean also stole a base. And he takes one down low, 1-0.
Really, everybody on the Angels team will run. They're not all base stealers. But Sosa's just not afraid to, in certain situations when he feels like the pitcher has forgotten about the base runners, to start guys.
Kendrick has 6 steals in 7 attempts.
That's a pretty good ratio.
One and one on Figgins. 2-1. This is an Angels team that really has had their way with the Tigers. They're 45-18 against Detroit when you span back to the 2002 season. And they're even better than that against the Tigers at home. There goes the runner. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second. In time. Laird cuts down Kendrick to retire the side. Ordonez, Granderson, Inge coming up. Brought to you by your Chrysler and Jeep Superstores and by Wallside Windows. We can do that. We are the factory. The running Angels are in town, but Gerald Laird equaled the task as he throws out Howie Kendrick at second base. That closed out the top of the 5th. Here come the Tigers now facing Irvin Santana. Haven't had too much luck against him tonight. It'll be Ordonez, Granderson, and Brandon Inge. 1-0 to Maglio. Lifted in the air and hit well. Center field on the run. Hunter still going back. This ball is over his head. Maglio is on his way to second base. He'll pull in with a leadoff double. Death Valley out there in right center field, and not even the great Torrey Hunter could get to that one.
Torrey Hunter plays a very shallow center field. Maglio gets a fastball kind of tailing right into his happy zone. He rips it the opposite way with some power. And Hunter basically was playing shallow and on the shortstop side of second base, but he was able to get there on one hop to keep Maglio at a double. Tigers have to get this runner to touch home plate. However they do it, whether you manufacture the run or Granderson just drives them in himself.
That is the first Tiger in scoring position tonight. Granderson had a single back in the second, extending his hitting streak to 9 straight. Fastball is inside and high. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Santana's done a pretty nice job of keeping the ball out of the center of the plate here tonight. Changeup has been a nice pitch. The left-hander's fading away. The breaking ball's been tight and sharp. And his fastball's got some life on it tonight.
Curtis behind in the count now, 1-2. Well, Santana last year threw a 3-hit complete game against the Tigers. That was in May of last year. A 3-hitter is the lowest hit game that he has thrown. Now the 1-2. High fly ball. Right field, Abreu. Runner tagging up. Abreu with the catch. Maglio coming to third. Here comes the throw. He's in there safely.
You know, we were talking about Abreu earlier, and he's not hitting for power this year, but he still has a good throwing arm from the outfield. He made that play a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
Randy gets the high fives for advancing the runner, and the Angels now will pull the infield in here with a man at third.
Well, Socha knows that runs are going to be at a premium, especially with Verlander on the mound for the Tigers. He's not going to give Detroit anything, and they're going to play it at a halfway depth, which means they're going to put the pressure on Ordonez to try to come home. Don't know for sure, but I don't think Ordonez is coming on contact. There are several Tigers players when on third base, even with the infield in, that they will still come on contact. But I don't know if Maglio has that kind of speed to make it safely. But we'll see.
Brandon now is ahead of the count, 2-0. Inns hit into a 5-4-3 double play back in the second. Three Tigers hits in this game. And it's the first one that went for extra bases.
Well, this is where, as a hitter, in your case being Brandon, you can expand your strike zone just a little bit. It doesn't look like Irvin wants to really give you a whole lot to hit. But if he gets close enough, be ready to drive that run in.
Low, 3-0.
Looks like they want to put him on and play for the double play, even though the left-handed Jeff Larish is in the on-deck circle. They know that Larish has been scuffling a little bit.
Inge takes on 3-0 off speed, makes it 3-1. Well, Brandon has 12 home runs. He had that big series against the Angels back in April. He was 5 for 12 with a couple of long balls. They're being very careful to him here. 3-1 pitch. Way outside, blocked nicely by Mathis.
They basically walked him on purpose. Tremendous block here by Mathis. Napoli also a really good blocker himself behind the plate. That's a tough pitch to block. It's a breaking ball. It's about a 55-footer. And it's spinning. But he did it correctly. Socha, a former catcher, was a tremendous blocker and defensive catcher himself.
So first and third, they will take their chances now with Jeff Larish.
And apparently they felt like their best chance of getting out of the inning without giving up a run was to put Brandon on and create a double play situation.
Larish fanned back in the third, 0-1 the count. Infield back in double play, that up the middle. Tigers trying to break out on top here and take advantage of the leadoff double by Ordonez. Outside, 1-1. Larish has 7 RBIs this year.
We just might see Brandon Inge take off from first base.
Inside, snap throw behind the runner. 2-1. Again, Mathis at 19%. But he cut down Josh Anderson on a pitch out back in the 4th. Outside. Now it goes to 3-1. It's getting a little bit more interesting now. Laird waiting on deck. The one thing Santana is working with here is the bottom of the Tigers lineup. Almost appears as if he's being very careful as well with Laird. 3-1 pitch. Bouncing ball back up the middle, should be 2. 4, 6, 3. The double play gets the Angels out of the inning. Tigers fail to score after a leadoff double. Figgins, Abreu, Guerrero coming up. Doing more on defense, and catcher Jeff Mathis with a big play. Blocking that ball in the dirt, keeping a runner at third base. And then, of course, that set up the double play. The 4-6-3, which got him out of the inning off the bat of Jeff Larish. So Mathis kept that runner at third, and they get the twin killing. Here come the Angels now as we go to the 6th inning, 0-0 tie. Verlander has given up just one measly hit in this game. Figgins, Abreu, and Guerrero top of the order for Mike Scioscia. That stays high. 96 on the gun. 1-1 on Sean Figgins. Figgins leads the Angels with 9 infield hits this year. Ichiro leads the American League with, get this, 23 already. 2-1. Verlander has hit a batter, although that was questionable. Has a couple of walks and given up a hit. And again, he has fallen behind Figgins. He walked him last time. Abreu on deck. High strike. 3-2.
98 is what Verlander has touched so far in this game. He's gone as low as 78 miles an hour. with his changeup.
Well, the Tigers are set up well in this series in terms of their pitching. You're seeing Verlander tonight. Jackson goes tomorrow against Escobar, and then Porcello and Saunders in the day game on Sunday. In the air to center field. Granderson backing up, and they will get the leadoff man. Figgins is out, one gone. It's going to bring up Bobby Abreu. Walking a strikeout tonight for Abreu. Very strange these days to see this Angels team without Garrett Anderson in their lineup. He left the Angels this year, signed a one-year deal with Atlanta, and Abreu was signed by Los Angeles to a one-year contract. The hook misses high, 1-0.
It was strange offseason this year for some free agents, and Abreu was one of those guys. He did not get a deal until basically spring training. And you talked about his consistency. Every year playing 150 games, driving in runs, walking, stealing bases. Been a good player.
And he has also hit well here at Comerica Park. .436 lifetime, and we all remember the show that he put on in the home run hitting contest in the All-Star game back in '05.
Yeah, that was a great night.
3-1. A little bit low, he lost him, so Abreu walks for the second time. Verlander now has walked 3, 1 on, 1 out. Well, listen up, Red Wings fans. Tomorrow starting at 4 p.m. unite outside the Joe for the Hockeytown Riverwalk Party before Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. You can enjoy food, refreshments, live music as you rally for the Red Wings. For details, visit DetroitRedWings.com with Game 5 coming up, all tied at 2 now.
We might be able to get over there for about 30 minutes.
Let's go for it.
Yeah.
If there's food.
Get some groceries.
Here's Guerrero. Vladimir is 0 for 2.
He took a pitch.
Stunning. It's 1-0. He did. Vlad missed 35 games with a torn pec muscle this year. And there's a throw that gets away from Larish, but not going to be far enough because Abreu was diving back in.
It also hurt, too, wherever it got him at. Oh, it got him in a good spot.
Right on the backside.
Yeah.
No problems there.
No problems there.
Inside and high, 2-0.
Verlander can't get himself into a situation where he starts to rush. And because the Angels have already tried to steal a couple of bases in this game. As a matter of fact, Abreu, his first time up when he walked, he was off and running on a couple of different occasions before Hunter struck out.
Runner going on 2-0, and it's tapped down the third base line. They're going to let it roll, and it's going to roll back fair and stay on the line. How about that? Guerrero hit it about 30 feet, and it just kept hugging the line.
I'm wondering if Laird picks this up right away, if he gets the out at first, because it didn't appear that Vladimir was running out of the batter's box right away. Take a look here. If he gets out there and picks it up right now when he has a chance to on the one bounce, he gets the out at first base, but he doesn't really know if this ball is going to stay fair or foul. And it rolls back into fair territory and camps out on the line. But if he picks it up initially on the one bounce, they get the out at first.
Instead now it's first and second with 1 out. And here is their most dangerous hitter this year, Torrey Hunter. Verlander has got him twice. Strikeout in the pop-up.
And he's starting them out with breaking balls, too, both times. That time he comes with the fastball, and Hunter was waiting for it.
And that's your average fastball. That one at 97. Torrey batting .309. He is on pace this year for 38 homers and 139 RBIs. Those would be career highs if he is able to keep that pace.
He's one of the reasons why the Angels have been able to keep their heads above water. With Abreu's home run numbers being down and Vladimir Guerrero being out for a number of games. And really none of the other Angels players really doing a bang-up job from an offensive standpoint.
Not to the extent that Hunter has been hitting. Swing and a miss. 98. 1-2. That's what you're talking about. In situations where Verlander might be in a little bit of trouble, he has the opportunity to do just this. Reach back and just blow the ball by you.
And he can go one of two ways now. He can throw that same pitch, or he can throw that breaking ball and locate it well to get the strikeout.
Came back with a heater.
He sure did. He has given him some high-octane gas. A couple of 97s and a couple of 98-mile-per-hour fastballs to Torrey.
That'll go down the right field line, slicing. Back out of play.
Well, he may want to come with a breaking ball now. He's kind of sped his bat up. I mean, if you're Hunter now, you're looking at 97, 98. Obviously, you're thinking that he's going to come right after you with a fastball, so your bat's sped up. It's a good time to throw a breaking ball, but you have to locate it well. You don't want to hang it. Almost a pitch that's not a strike.
Big throw, and they almost got him. Oh, they did get him.
Wow. Safe call, then out call.
Abreu was initially called safe. Here comes Mike Scioscia to argue this one.
I don't know what Jerry Crawford saw to prompt him to call him safe and then out. And that's exactly what Scioscia was asking. What happened? I don't think he got to the bag, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, the foot
never got there. His hand was on top of Polanco's foot.
And that's exactly what he told Mike Scioscia, and there was no argument. And Polanco was ready to pitch a fit.
That's a good job there because he was running on that pitch. He was trying to steal third there.
Big out, 2 away, and jackknifing out of the way is Hunter.
That's scary.
Two outs, 2-2 on Torrey Hunter. No score. Breaking ball hit on the ground, back up the middle into center. And Guerrero rumbles into second base. Hunter has his first hit.
Breaking ball was too good a pitch to hit. I'm sure Verlander wanted it down, but he just got it up. And Torrey was already in the swinging mood because of all the fastballs that he got.
So Rick Knapp comes trotting out of the dugout with 2 on and 2 outs. Kendry Morales is the hitter that will face him now.
Verlander has thrown 22 pitches in this inning, and a lot of times that's that pitch number where you'll see either the catcher or the pitching coach come out and give the pitcher a breather, and probably also get Verlander focused once again at the task at hand at what he wants to do.
We see the pitches by inning. This is his highest pitch count in any inning, and strike 1. Morales fanned twice in this game already. Verlander has a total of 5. Hadn't struck anybody out since the 4th. Angels threaten with 2 men on. And a foul straight back. Now it's 0-2.
You were talking about those 5 RBIs that he had in Los Angeles. That happened to be the night that Verlander started.
And that was an ugly, ugly game for the Tigers. The 0-2 is up high. There's 97 again, but he missed up. Verlander went 5, giving up 9 hits, 7 runs in that game. Seems like such a long time ago based on what he has done pretty much since that start. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Morales is out of there. 6 strikeouts for Verlander. And the Angels strand 2. Bottom of the 6th coming up.
Welcome back to the Coors Light 6th inning, and now it's time for Coors Light Freeze Cam, and this is why Verlander's been so effective today. Take a look at him changing the eye levels of the hitters. Some breaking balls are down, some he starts a little higher. They end up right around the belt buckle. He's taken this 97, 98 mile per hour fastball. He's thrown that up. When you pitch like this and you're able to do what Verlander's done, you can have success against a good Angels ball club. Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by your Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Well, he's had success against the Angels tonight, but so has Santana against the Tigers. He goes back to work now as he faces Gerald Laird, Adam Everett, and then the top of the order, Josh Anderson.
And this Angels offense, too, does not strike out a lot. As a matter of fact, they came in having struck out the fewest in the American League.
That's drilled in the air toward left field. Hit well. Rivera going back. It's off the base of the wall. Laird on his way to second. He'll pull in with a double. And for the second straight inning, the Tigers get a leadoff 2-base hit.
I don't know if Rivera did not get a good jump on this ball or not. Obviously, the ball almost goes out of the ballpark, but as soon as it was hit, I took a look at Rivera, and he was basically playing on the warning track. I thought he had a chance to get out there and get it, and it's one of the few pitches that Santana has left up and out over the plate, and Laird made him pay. Second consecutive inning also, Tigers have led off with a double. They didn't score last time.
Let's see if Everett is up there to bunt the runner to third. Angels are expecting the bunt. Adam is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And he drops down a bunt. Third base side. This will do the trick. Figgins throws him out. Sacrifice.
Well, the reason why you bunt to third base here is because you want Figgins, who's the third baseman, to vacate his position, which opens up the cleared lane for Laird to get to third base. There's the bunt. Figgins has to come and get it, and there's no one at third base. You don't want to bunt it down towards first because the first baseman has no responsibility whatsoever. They're going to play the infield at not necessarily halfway depth, but at number 3 depth.
Right to the first baseman, and Laird now is caught between home and third. How about this? Morales is going to run him all the way back, and the tag at third base for the out. Anderson will take second on the play, and now there are 2 outs.
Don't know exactly what they were doing there because it didn't appear that Laird was coming on contact. When you come on contact, you take off as soon as the ball is hit. But it seemed like he waited a couple of steps. Let's take a look. He waited a couple of steps, then he came home and then there was nothing he could do, and you can see him waving Anderson to second base so he can get himself in the scoring position. You know, Mario, we were talking about that. I believe it was in Baltimore, and the Tigers had a runner on third base with less than 2 outs. And, you know, we talked about the fact that either you tell the guy you're going home or you're staying. You don't tell him to kind of read the play, because when you tell guys to read it, that's usually what happens right there.
But guys typically that will go on contact are guys that do have some speed, correct?
Well, Jim's is kind of different in that regard. It depends on, you know, what part of the game it is, what the score is, but usually the guys that do have a little bit of speed come on contact. I don't know exactly what Laird was doing there.
Well, it's a chance for Santana now for the second straight inning to pitch out of a jam. And we'll see if Polanco can come through with the 2-out hit. Placido is 0 for 2. Inside, almost hit him. Tigers now have 4 hits, 2 of them doubles.
Well, we've seen Socha pitch around Polanco in the last couple of years. He has a tremendous amount of respect for Polanco. And with the base open, we may see the same kind of thing that Inge got last half inning. Mike Butcher, the pitching coach, went out to talk to Santana as Polanco was going to the plate.
Even with the left-hander Cleat Thomas on deck, because I'm sure he feels he probably has a better chance of getting Thomas. The 1-1. He gave him a fastball, and it's bounced to the left side. Nice play by Figgins to his feet to throw him out. Sean Figgins retires Polanco, and for the second straight inning, the Tigers get a leadoff double, but do not score. 6 in the books. Still 0-0. To keep this a 0-0 game as we go to the top of the 7th inning. That means Verlander is back to work. And the Tigers had a chance to get him a couple of runs in this game, but have not so far. And in his last 8 starts, look at these numbers.
Yeah, no margin for error tonight. And he is pitching like he needs to pitch a shutout to win. That's the mentality you have to have when your offense is struggling a little bit and not scoring lots of runs. You as a pitcher, you just have to go out there and just keep shutting down the other team until your team finally breaks through.
Everett crossing the bag, spinning and throwing him out.
Take a look at the footwork on this play by Everett. This is why he is known as a top-notch defender. As this ball approaches his glove, he starts to set his feet. He already knows what he wants to do, and he turns around and fires a strike to Laird. You set your feet even before you get the ball in your glove. Nice play.
So Rivera is out. He's 0 for 3. Adam Everett turning in a nice play, and here is Ibar running up in the box, and he takes a strike. The one difference between the two pitchers tonight is that Verlander has thrown quite a few more pitches. It was 100 for Justin, and Santana has thrown just 68. Swing and a miss, and an uncomfortable looking swing by Ibar.
A nice little change piece by Justin. You see the grip in his glove. It's called a circle change.
Breaking ball this time that missed inside 1 and 2. Thought about it, didn't go though. 2-2 on Ibar. He's the brother of Willie Ibar, who plays for the Tampa Bay Rays. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Tried to dust him with a fastball that 98'd around the letters, and Eric got a piece of it and slapped it foul. Verlander tonight with 6 strikeouts. He has been a strikeout machine this year. It's popped up foul back out of play. Laird again throwing down a variety of signs. They finally settled on the fastball. 2-2. Justin has certainly turned around his career numbers against the Angels. We mentioned his lifetime ERA was 6 against LA. There's a bouncing ball to short. Routine that time for Everett. 2 gone. Now tune in tomorrow for Red Wings Weekly and Tigers Weekly. First at 11 a.m. Red Wings Weekly provides the latest news and features from the Stanley Cup Final between the Wings and Penguins. Don't miss Tigers Weekly at 11:30. This week hosted by the new member of the Tigers grounds crew, our own Mickey York. You don't want to miss that. Red Wings Weekly and Tigers Weekly tomorrow morning on Fox Sports Detroit.
I saw Mickey yesterday when he was doing some of that work with the grounds crew. He didn't have any dirt on his uniform. He had no dirt on his pants.
Oh, he didn't go out there wearing a suit?
No, he had on some grounds crew gear, but you got to get a little dirt on you.
You would think. That's fouled straight back by Mathis, so he was just kind of participating, but you're
chilling.
Well, you can catch it tomorrow on Tigers Weekly. Mathis hit by a pitch in the 5th, and he flied out in the 2nd. Here's the 1-1. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on the Angels catcher. Hit just $194 last year. And the 1-2 pitch. See ya later. Right through the fastball for strike 3. Verlander has 7 strikeouts. Stretch time coming up.
any margin for error. Santana, we heard his fastball wasn't as firm as it was last year, but he has been sensational in the ball game tonight. Mid-90s fastball, outstanding breaking ball, good changeups. Verlander, we've been watching this for about 7 starts now. Almost unhittable for any team to go up against. Tigers and the Angels have both squandered the few chances that they've had to score runs in this game.
American game summary. Verlander's been great tonight with 7 strikeouts. Santana equally as good, and with runners in scoring position, neither team has a hit. Lee Thomas leads it off as we head to the bottom of the 7th in a 0-0 tie.
Santana's been out there pitching tonight. First pitch breaking balls, first pitch changeups. Coming back with fastballs well located at different speeds. That one was at 90. He can get to 94 if he wants to.
He's ahead of Thomas. He has struck him out and gotten him on a fly ball. 0 for 2. Fastball is up. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And Comcast is telling us that he has touched 96 here today and has gone as low as 78. Now that's pitching. And that is a nice differential in speeds.
And as you say, so much for that velocity.
It's there today.
Being down.
Got some sweet shoes on too.
Little liner to left field, but it's straight at Rivera. It's one of those balls that you could lose in the lights. It's about halfway up there, but Rivera stayed with it.
The way he played it looked like he may have lost it momentarily. He played it off to the side.
So here is Ordonez, who led off the 6th inning with a double but did not score. Make it the 5th inning rather. Tigers had leadoff doubles in the 5th and 6th. But somehow, some way, Santana was able to wiggle out of each of those jams. Ordonez now has hit in 19 of 21. He went around. One ball and 2 strikes. Apparently Zach Greinke is getting hit around a lot tonight.
Yeah, they say he's given up 5 runs to Toronto. Five innings, 9 hits, 5 runs. And they took him deep twice.
That rides inside, and it fills now 3-2.
Well, we knew he was not going to go through the entire season pitching the way that he was pitching this year. He's pretty good, though. He'll get back on that horse again.
Got him, strike 3. What a pitch that was on the outer edge.
Irvin is dealing. Irvin Santana is absolutely dealing. He's got a real nice slider today. Tight slider.
Let's check out the texting results so far for the Tigers player of the game. Curtis Granderson at 37%, Maglio at 25%, along with Verlander. Final results in Tigers Live. And speaking of Granderson, here he is, a single and a fly ball with 2 out, nobody on in the 7th. It is popped up. Mathis and Figgins converging on it. Figgins drifting. And the Tigers go 1, 2, 3, 7 in the books. No score. You're watching Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. On the scoreboard tonight. No score as we go to the top of the 8th. Only 7 hits between the two teams as well. Not a whole lot of offense to speak of, but that's because Verlander and Santana have been dynamite tonight. Just in 7 innings, no runs, 7 strikeouts, 3 walks, and he goes back to work facing Howie Kendrick, then Sean Figgins and Bobby Abreu.
Verlander has thrown 110 pitches in this game. His season high is 122.
Little chopper hit slowly toward third. Inge going to have a tough play. And he throws it away, and down at first base goes Kendrick. He's going to head to second, and he will pull in there, and now the Angels are in business here in the 8th. Single E5.
Yeah, Leland's going to talk about possibly Kendrick running inside the line here. And Brandon, if he could do it all over again, he probably would just eat this one. He probably wouldn't throw it. You have a lane that you're supposed to run in when you're running down toward first base, and it appeared that he may have been running inside that lane.
Well, that's an error on Inge, and that's going to put him at second. The conversation between Leland and Phil Cuzzi didn't last long.
Here's the lane that they give you to run in here, and Leland was arguing that Kendrick was running inside here. And you can see that lane that's drawn up there by the grounds crew as the running lane for the base runners when running down the first baseline.
And is bunted foul down third base side.
It did look like Kendrick was inside that line.
Well, I think he was inside before you. There is that line about halfway down which splits the bag and home plate, and I think up until you reach that line, you have to. You can do anything you want, obviously within reason, but I think once you get past that line, you've got to be in the lane.
It's worth a try, that's for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, in a tight game like this, you certainly try anything. Figgins trying to move him up. Showing bunt again, lays it down the first base side. Larish will tag the runner. Howie Kendrick goes to third.
Figgins is a smart player. And the first time he tried to bunt down third baseline toward Inge, but then he noticed that Larish wasn't charging very hard from the first base position where he has no responsibility. Therefore, he said, you know what, I'll just bunt it down toward first base. I can still get the job done. He's not breaking very hard. Usually your first baseman in this situation is really crowding the hitter because he has no responsibility.
And now Bobby Abreu is up, and they're going to walk him intentionally.
Well, they feel like that's the best chance of getting out of the inning, although there hadn't been many that had been walked intentionally in front of Vladimir Guerrero. But they're playing for a double play themselves. Angels got one of those earlier in this game.
Larish hit into it, and Abreu will take ball 4. So put him at first and third and bring up Vladimir Guerrero.
Yeah, but this much we do know. It's not a given that Abreu will stay at first base. He has 15 steals this year and has not been caught once. And he's already taken off a couple of times trying to steal today.
Guerrero has hit into 3 double plays in 17 games this year, but it is a different story with these Angels. Abreu down at first base with his 15 swipes. Guerrero had an infield single back in the 6th. Ground ball hit to third. This could be 2. Inge to second, 1 in the relay. There's your double play. 5-4-3, and a fired up Justin Verlander walks off the mound. He got it in the nick of time, and the Angels unable to score. Of the 8th, Jim Leland watched his team turn a big double play of their own.
As a manager, all you can do is create the situation. They put Abreu on, hoping for the double play ball. Verlander makes a tremendous pitch. Firm throw by Inge. They turn it over. They get Vladdy, and Verlander absolutely loves it.
Big game. Big pitch. What a game he has pitched tonight. Both guys have been outstanding. Santana goes back to work, and he is facing Inge, Larish, and Laird here in the 8th.
Well, Tigers need to score a run here if they're going to get Verlander a W tonight. It appears he may be done.
Santana just 81 pitches through 7 innings.
He's been pitching, using all of his pitches.
I think you're right about Verlander. 119 pitches tonight. So.
Santana's strikes to balls ratio has not been all that good, but the results are tremendous today. Bloody nose and all.
Yeah, it hasn't hampered him. Verlander hoping that his offense can get at least a run here. Swing and a miss. And Inge is down, 1 gone. And another strikeout for Mr. Santana, his 6th. Well, the bullpen's starting to work now for the Angels, and this has been a problem for Los Angeles. Culture beginning to warm up. The Angels bullpen has been dead last, or is dead last, in TBRA. 5.78. They have struggled out of the pen for the most part this season.
I was talking to some of their people today, and they miss Frankie Rodriguez. I mean, you're going to miss a guy that has 62 saves anyway, but they said that he was a leader in that bullpen, and no one has really stepped up out in that bullpen to take over that leadership role as of yet. And they do have a new closer in Fuentes. They got from Colorado to sign him as a free agent, but he hasn't stepped up in that regard yet. But they miss Frankie Rodriguez.
Larish show for 2, strikeout and a double play ball. Here's the 2-1. On the ground, back up the middle. Ranging left is Ibar. 2 gone.
Hey, visit the official online shop of the Detroit Tigers at Tigers.com. Browse the largest selection of authentic Tigers gear, including clubhouse caps and T-shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, and more. Get your Tigers gear straight from the source at the Tigers.com shop.
Well, here's Gerald Laird, who hit one off the wall against Santana in his last at bat back in the 6th, the leadoff double. 8 hits total in this game, each team with 4. And he popped him up. Boy, Santana getting it done quickly with a minimal amount of pitches. Kendrick for the catch. 9 straight retired by Santana. Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank, standing the test of time since 1849, and by Beaumont Hospitals. Do you have a Beaumont doctor? Back here at Comerica Park in a pitching duel tonight. We go to the 9th inning. No score. And Justin Verlander is indeed done for the night. Fernando Rodney has just made it out to the mound, literally. In fact, Phil Cuzzy, the home plate umpire, was looking at the Tigers dugout saying, you guys going to bring someone in? Rodney just got out there. And so he'll start to warm up. Now, Verlander on this list of consecutive wins since 1990 in starts. But Verlander cannot get a win here tonight. Bonderman is on that list. He is second. And speaking of Jeremy, we learned that he will be pitching in the second game of that doubleheader coming up on Monday night in Chicago. And for Jeremy Bonderman, it's been a while since he's pitched in a big league game, and you can expect Jeremy is excited to take the mound in Chicago.
It's good to be back. By no means am I, I couldn't imagine where I'd be if I didn't have this again. So there was times where I thought I wouldn't be back. So, it's just something that I'm looking forward to on Monday is going out and then getting back into the rhythm and finding my role.
Here is Fernando Rodney now in a Wallside Windows pitching change.
Yeah, 23rd game now that Rodney has been in. Obviously, this is not a save situation, but Jim is treating it as one by bringing in his closer to shut down the Angels, hoping that his offense can score a run in the bottom half of the ninth.
So Rodney ready to go to work. Torrey Hunter will lead it off, and he takes a ball down low. Just to finish up on Bonderman. He has talked to Kenny Rogers quite a bit because Rogers had that same surgery, and it's good to see that Kenny's still giving him some support. And good luck to Bondo on Monday.
Mr. Gambler.
Sure do. Hunter takes outside now, 2-0. There's Jeremy. He was all smiles in the locker room before the game today, and he realizes that he's going to get a chance now to pitch in a big league game. Verlander done after 119 pitches. Inside, and the count goes 3-0. Three balls, no strikes. Swinging on 3-0.
They're not afraid to give the green light 3-0. Yeah, their catcher and Napoli had the green light yesterday on 3-0 pitch in Toronto and played long ball. So, and Sosa's not afraid to do it.
Now it's 3-2 on Hunter. Morales and Rivera to follow. We're in the 9th inning. Torrey Hunter is single in 3 at-bats against Verlander. There's Morales on deck. $31,000 plus in attendance here tonight at Comerica on a great night. 76 at game time. Gorgeous day, gorgeous evening. And the 3-2. Ground ball left side. Inge can't get it into left field. It's a base hit for Hunter. It's his second hit of the game. Go ahead run is on now for the Angels. So Hunter is on now. He has 11 stolen bases. Angels are second to Tampa. They lead the American League with 90.
That's a track team in Tampa.
Yeah, they're getting it done. The Angels are second, and they have 64. A wide margin. Strike one on Kenry Morales. He could not figure out Verlander tonight. Justin struck him out 3 times.
Well, a little payback. He had 5 RBIs. That last start in April that Justin had against the Angels. So I'm sure Verlander probably went back and watched some video on Morales and figured out exactly how to get him out. That and the fact that he's been getting everybody out.
Well, Kendry hit a 3-run homer against Verlander and a 2-run single in that game that you're talking about back in April for the 5 RBIs. Way inside, good scoop by Gerald Laird. 2-1. Five hits now for the Angels. The Tigers have 4. Here's your go-ahead runner, Torrey Hunter. 11 out of 14 in stolen base attempts this year. That rides inside. 3-1. Fernando has fallen behind the first 2 batters that he has come into face here in the 9th. Juan Rivera waiting on deck. Ground ball right side, base hit out of the reach of Larish. Hunter hits the bag at second. He's going to third, and the Angels now have him at the corners with nobody out.
That's why Torrey didn't run. Yeah, they wanted to leave that hole open on the right side of the infield for Morales. You got a left-handed hitter up, good fastball hitter. You got Laird holding on Hunter. If he's not holding on Hunter and he's off the bag, if Hunter would have stolen or been caught stealing, that's not a base hit.
First and third for Los Angeles. It's going to bring up Juan Rivera, and it's going to bring the infield in for Detroit. 6 hits now for Los Angeles. Rivera is 0 for 3. Chops one to third, foul.
And Rivera likes to pull everything. And when he stands in the batter's box, once he takes his stride with his lead foot, he is stepping down toward third base. Hips are wide open. Everything is wide open. And obviously, he is looking for the ball on the inner third of the plate.
Rivera, the only Angel not to reach base tonight. Fouls it away. 0-2.
We used to call that stepping in the bucket.
Action in the Tigers pen. Brandon Lyons starting to warm up. And Rodney having some trouble here in the 9th. Fouled away. Rivera's been pretty good in these situations. Runner on third, less than 2 outs. And these are key situations for any club. And certainly the difference between winning and losing games. The Tigers have had a couple of those opportunities tonight and failed to come through. The 0-2. Laird down to block it. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Let's take one look at this block by Laird. When you call for the changeup, you know it's going to be down, so you've got to turn your body. You got to get your glove between your legs. Laird did all of those, and of course, those replays are brought to you by our good friends at Lincoln Mercury.
Ground ball foul. Look out. Dino Evil doing a little dance down there.
He gets right back up and gets over there and gets that sign from Social. Waste no time.
Meanwhile, Rodney trying to put away Rivera. 356 with men in scoring position, and he has been the Angels' best in that category. Fouled away again. Santana, meanwhile, has thrown 90 pitches through 8 innings. The Tigers, on a night like tonight, certainly wanted to get into the Angels' bullpen, which has not been nearly as good as Santana has been tonight. 1-2. Another foul back out of play. 97 from Rodney. Same two teams tomorrow. They'll get together in the middle game with Edwin Jackson opposing Kelvin Escobar. But in the meantime, more activity. Brian Fuentes, their closer, heating up. One and two on Juan Rivera. This will be the 8th pitch coming up in this at bat. It's going to make it 2-2. The pace has come to a screeching halt here in the 9th. It had been a snappy game up to this point with Verlander and Santana each doing so well.
This is the way Rodney works every night.
That is true. And this is the 20th pitch coming up in this inning.
Most nights he gets it done, but he's not a quick worker.
Ground ball, base hit against the drawn-in infield. That'll score a run. Torrey Hunter comes in. 3 straight hits off Fernando Rodney, and the Angels have taken a 1-0 lead. It's a whale of an at bat there by Juan Rivera.
He kept fouling off fastball after fastball after fastball. He finally got something at the bottom of the strike zone and gets his 22nd RBI of the year. And no play for anybody.
Well, we mentioned that Rivera has been their best with men in scoring position. He comes through again. And Rick Knapp is out. They had a chat with Rodney, and this has turned into a very long half inning with still nobody out. Eric Ibar is due up. Rodney giving up singles to Hunter and Morales, and on the base hit to Rivera, which produces his 22nd RBI of the year. It has been the Tigers bullpen that has been so much better this year between these two clubs. Santana enjoying the fact that his team has gotten him at least one. Tigers team ERA in the bullpen 4.14. The Angels 5.78. A lot of work here to do. Here's Eric Ibar.
And Tigers on the corners are playing for the bunt.
And there it is. Back to Rodney. Bobbles it. Still got him. That'll move the runners up. So put him at second and third. Morales and Rivera move up. And we'll get a pinch hitter now for Jeff Mathis. Myceris Turris will bat. There's Turris at 269, very little power, has 13 RBIs. He's had big numbers against Detroit this year, 7 for 14. The infield in for the Tigers with only 1 out. pitch out. They thought there might be a play on here, but as Turris kept the bat on his shoulder, 1 ball to no strikes.
It's one thing social will cause you to do as the opposing manager on the other side. And you always have to be aware of every situation and act accordingly, because he's not afraid to squeeze.
They do it again, back-to-back pitch outs. And neither time, nothing was on, no squeeze.
Well, it could be a situation as well where they're going to put him on anyway so they can play for the double play, but they were gambling on the first 2 pitches to see if they were going to do something. And all along, Jim was going to walk his Turris to play for a double play. Or else he probably wouldn't have done that to Rodney, because Rodney hasn't been all that efficient with his strikes and balls here.
Yeah,
today.
Good point. So they are just going to finish it off here and walk him intentionally, set up a double play. He's also going to load the bases. There's ball 4 as Turris will get the intentional walk. And now Howie Kendrick. What a long inning here for Fernando Rodney. Still only 1 out. Kendrick with the bases loaded, just a $154. 25 pitches thrown now by Fernando. Strike 1. A somewhat sarcastic cheer coming from the 31,000 in attendance tonight. Here are your runners: Morales, Rivera, and his Turris. Bouncing ball hit to the shortstop. Everett on the charge, has only 1 play, and that's the out at first base. Wasn't hit hard enough for the double play, and a good break off third by Morales, and he scored. Kendrick gets an RBI. It's 2-0 Angels. And Jim Leland coming out. They're going to check on Gerald Laird here. Is it on the follow through? Yep, got him on the left leg
With the bat?
Yep, that apparently that's what happened. And he threw his bat and hit him right in the leg. 2 runs in, and here is Sean Figgins now with 2 outs. Angels at second and third. Tigers bring their closer in here in the 9th inning in a 0-0 game, and Rodney unable to hold them down. The Tigers with at least a 2-0 deficit when we get to the bottom of the 9th. Everett, Anderson, Polanco due up. Keep in mind the Tigers still have Miguel Cabrera, who could pinch hit tonight. He didn't start this game. Changeup drops in, 1-2. There's Cabrera. But he is still lurking. Slap foul back out of play. We're talking about this with Papelbon the other night. Once you cross that 30 threshold and pitches thrown in an inning, it makes you wonder whether or not the guy is ready or will be available next night.
Yep, that's getting close to it. I was asking Jim that question the other day, and he said it kind of depends on the individual. And it depends on how many outs you want them to get on that next day after they've thrown 30-plus pitches.
Figgins caught looking, and that is going to end the inning. Not before the Angels get 2. Everett, Anderson, Polanco due up for the Tigers. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Last call now for the Tigers. We go to the bottom of the ninth inning. It is 2-0 in favor of the Angels. Mike Napoli will come on to catch here in the ninth. And it's Adam Everett leading it off. Santana back out there to try and finish this one off.
His pitch count is in at an area where he can most definitely finish it off. And also, Mike Scioscia does not want to see Miguel Cabrera. And that's one of the reasons why the left-hander did not come in to finish off the game.
Everett is 0 for 1 with a sacrifice. Santana has retired 9 straight.
It's not that Jim would not use him against the right-hander, but if they brought in that left-hander Fuentes, Jim would use Cabrera most definitely.
Cabrera keeping loose. Fly ball in the air, right field for Bobby Abreu. 1 out. Well, for as impressive as Verlander was tonight, it's impressive how Santana has been able to throw as many pitches as he has and going for the complete game.
And he struggled coming into this game. He had not pitched very well. As a matter of fact, his last start, he was not very good. Velocity was down. They were concerned about his command, his control. He looked like Santana last year tonight.
Here comes Josh Anderson. Tigers need a base runner here to bring the tying run to the plate. Anderson 1 for 3 with a single. For 1-0. There's the base hit, maybe more. It's going to split the gap. On the run is Anderson. Rounding the bag at second. He's coming to third. And it's a triple for Josh Anderson. And maybe that'll get the Tigers going. Got the crowd going. 10 straight had been retired before that 3-bagger.
Santana's only given up 5 hits in the game, and 2 of which have come to Anderson. And once he finds that seam in right center field, that's Triple's alley out there. And boy, can he run. He can pick him up and he can put him down. He can fly. Cruising.
Meanwhile, Mike Butcher is going to come running out there, pitching coach, to have a chat with Santana. That was the 3rd extra base hit tonight for the Tigers. They also have a couple of doubles. So there is some life in this Tigers offense here in the 9th. 1 on, 1 out. Tigers had not had a base runner since the 6th inning, and there is Fuentes warming up.
Well, you got left-hander down deck circle. For the moment.
Exactly. For the moment.
But even if Cabrera came up in a situation, if I'm Scioscia, I wouldn't pitch to him.
Yeah.
I'd put him on.
Polanco takes a strike.
He's the last guy that would beat me to that.
Placido hitless, couple of ground balls and a flyout. Anderson at third with 1 out. 2-0 game. Angels lead. Oh, 2.
He's had a good breaking ball today. Nice tight spin on this slider. Looks like a fastball until about the last 5 feet. And then the ball just starts to slide away from the right-handed hitter. But you've already started your swing because you've recognized that it's a fastball.
Did he hold up?
Maybe not.
No, he didn't. He went around. Tom Hallion rings him up. 7 strikeouts for Santana.
And usually you don't see Polanco take these types of swings on 2 consecutive swings. Gives you an idea of that pitch today for Santana.
He went around, and the crowd coming to its feet now because the big fella's coming to the plate. So you say here,
I'd walk
this guy.
I would walk him.
He is the tying run.
Or I would not give him anything that he could hit out of the ballpark. Magno on the on-deck circle is an outstanding hitter and has the ability to get it out of the yard, but how many does he have this year? Two?
This guy has 10. Cabrera pinch hitting. Bouncing ball foul. He went after the first pitch and rolled it foul. 0-1.
He's done a lot of that this year. And by and large, he's been a pretty good hitter on the first pitches he's seen in any of his at-bats.
Santana 1 out away from a complete game victory, but a big hurdle stands between him and a win. Here's the 0-1. This is the first pinch hitting attempt this year for Cabrera. The Tigers as a team are just 1 for 21 as in the pinch hitting role. Good numbers against Santana though. 4 for 11 with a homer. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Big fella's got one thing on his mind too, and that's play long ball.
Ground ball foul again. The second time he's almost hit Anderson coming down the line.
Cabrera has taken on the last 2 swings, and after he has swung, he's reached back to grab that left hamstring. So apparently that thing is still aching a little bit.
On one good hamstring, he's behind 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yep, there he goes again, reaching back. And whether or not he plays tomorrow certainly depends on how he feels tomorrow. The Tigers want to be cautious with him.
Well, they were saying before the game that he could have played today, but wanted to give him one more day.
2-2. Inside. 3-2. There's Maglio waiting on deck. Will he get a shot? And he lost him. Ball 4. Cabrera will take first base and more than likely to get a pinch runner here for him, get him out of the game. It appears Ryan Rayburn is coming out. So the tying run is on. And Cabrera, you can tell he's barely making it back to the dugout. Perhaps sharing some information there with Maglio. Santana, though, you've seen Maglio 3 times tonight. Rayburn pinch running. So here's Ordonez, the winning run at the plate. Tigers making it interesting here in the 9th. Santana had retired 10 straight before the Anderson triple. And it shot foul back out of play.
He's still got some life on his fastball, too. 106 pitches in, 92 miles an hour.
Fouled away, and now it's 0-2.
Tigers offense, boy, is going stone cold.
Isn't that the truth?
Last 4 games.
Tigers fans still have hope, though. No balls, 2 strikes. Rally caps on. Maglio had a double back in the 3rd. Outfield is deep. way back. The 0-2 pitch. There's a base hit to right field. Anderson scores. Rayburn coming to third, and he's in there standing up. Maglio keeps it alive.
We'll see Fuentes now.
And here comes Socia with the left-hander. Granderson due up. Fuentes is going to come into this game as Santana is unable to close it out. Big RBI for Ordonez, his second hit of the game, and the Tigers back to within one. He was down in the count 0-2.
And we're going to make it our Bell Tire pitch by pitch. It's a quick one, though. And Maglio's a little tardy on 2 fastballs, and Santana just tried to blow it by him and got way too much plate. Maglio, with that classic inside-out swing, was able to get inside of it with his hands and get barrel over the heart of the plate and hit the ball right past Howie Kendrick. And we saw Maglio do it. We have seen Maglio do a lot of that the last couple of years. Base hits in that direction.
So Santana is unable to complete the job, but what a job he did tonight. And he will give way to Brian Fuentes, who is tied for the league lead in saves.
What's interesting here is not only does Fuentes have a decent fastball for a left-hander, the range anywhere from 88 to 91, 92 miles an hour. He's blown 3 saves this year. As a matter of fact, the Angels bullpen as a whole has blown 10 saves. But his numbers are not all that glamorous. But you wonder if he will try to throw Grandy a breaking ball here with a runner on third and run the risk of that breaking ball bouncing past Napoli. If you're Granderson, you got to be thinking along those lines as well, that you're going to get quite a few fastballs here.
So Fuentes tunes up. Granderson will try and at least tie this game. The winning run down at first base is Ordonez. Curtis in the ball game is 1 for 3, extending his hitting streak to 9 straight. And here are the splits on Granderson. So here we go. Zumaya now starting to warm up in case the Tigers are able to tie this one up. Two on and 2 out. 2-1 game. Fuentes against Granderson with the game on the line. Ball 1.
Usually the first baseman with a left-hander up will be playing behind Maglio, but Socia does not want to run the risk of Granderson hitting a double, which would allow Maglio to score as well.
And now it's 2-0.
Therefore, Morales is playing in front of the bag where they play when there's a left-hander on the mound.
There's your defensive alignment. Popped up. Foul ground. Looks like there's room. Figgins makes the catch, holds on, and stumbles onto the fence. What a play by Sean Figgins to end this ball game.
Tigers had some opportunities, but they just could not get it done earlier in the ball game when they had some runners in the scoring position with less than 2 outs, and Figgins able to finish it off with a nice